6:38 on Thursday. I woke up early. We're at this Holiday Inn. The last clip you will have heard was a conversation between me and Ben, a couple other hikers. I wanted to get that for posterity. I had the weirdest dreams. Been having really weird dreams while I've been out here, but I had this dream that I had flown to one of my ex-coworkers who used to work at MailChimp. Now they live in like Ecuador or something. And I flew down there with a bunch of my other coworkers so that we could all play board games together. And in this dream, for some reason, like I was an actor, and I don't know, I went out into the city outside their house to get something, and all these children started singing at me some song like in harmonies, and I felt really bad, so I invited the children to come back with us to play these board games. And my hosts, my ex-employees or ex-coworkers, they got really mad because I had invited these kids to their house, and I'm sure they have to see these kids every day, and now I had invited them to their house, and I was really apologetic, and I was like, before the kids even came in, I sort of realized what I had done, so I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I should have called if I really wanted to bring these kids in. By the way, I'm drinking coffee and about to have a huge breakfast here at this Holiday Inn, so that's why I'm up so early. But I felt really bad, and so I took these kids to another room, and a few people followed me, and we ended up listening to Animals as Leaders and counting out the time signatures. I remember when I woke up, we were clapping along to a song that was 5/4, so 5 beats for every 4 measure. A quarter note gets 5 beats. I don't remember. Anyway, I woke up to the my alarm. Been shot up for a second, then went back to sleep. But yeah, we're at this Holiday Inn. We're gonna head out probably around 9 or so. I need to go buy a new Sawyer water filter when the outfitter opens, because mine is broken. It froze last night, or 2 nights ago, on top of Blue Mountain Shelter, and these guys who you will have heard in the previous clip were telling me that as soon as your Sawyer freezes, it's no good, you have to get rid of it. So that's what I did, because I really don't want to get sick out here, so I have to buy a new one today in order to go back out there and drink water. Or buy some sort of system, but they'll probably have a Sawyer. It seems like it's pretty popular. But yeah, this Holiday Inn is just like the one I was at in New York, or on my way to New York, getting out of Withville or wherever I was. I think it was Rafine, actually. And so, yeah, hopefully I have a few minutes by myself before everything starts to get going, but especially after listening to the conversation last night, it's pretty crazy, just the different variety of ways you can approach this trail. And I feel like Ben's experience was sort of like a religious experience, and in fact, it kind of reminds me of Ben Will's religious experience, because, you know, Ben Will's my other friend named Ben, fell into Christianity so hard after this like extended period of struggle and I guess confusion and not knowing who he was. And I remember one time he was like trying to just share the gospel with me a little bit, and he was telling me about how much better things would be if I actually did start to think about it, you know, Jesus and stuff. I remember telling him, well, I didn't tell him, but you know, I wanted to respect his truth, but in my head I was like, dude, not everyone has had the same fucked up past as you. Like, the reasons that you hinge on to religion are not the reasons that I would. So, I don't need this in my life, not the way you're saying it. I realize that you do, and that makes it seem like it's important to you, but it's not translatable to me in that way. And similarly, I kind of get the feeling that Ben, while he respects that each person hikes their own hike, I feel like his experience was so strong out here that he feels like there is like a quote-unquote best way to do it, maybe going so far as to say a right way to do it. Because there have been several hikers now that I've talked to that I certainly identify with that are trying to do this as like a pilgrimage, like sort of not a religious experience, but, a certain kind of personal struggle accomplishment. And I definitely identify with those people more. I wouldn't want to come out here and just party for months and months and months and get in trouble and do stuff that is sort of accessory to the trail. I definitely identify more with Frankie and that small woodland creature guy who I met the other day, and the French-Canadian girl, these people who are like trying to experience the full brunt of it. Maybe stay in a hotel once a month instead of, a couple times a week. When things get really tough, that's when you come into town. But that's not to judge anyone's approach to this thing. It's just, I think, given how I am as an athlete and the reason why I'm out here at all, I definitely know which camp I'm in for sure. Try to do this in a healthy way, physically and mentally. But anyway, I wanted to record all that stuff before it evaporated out of my mind. And also take some time to just enjoy being here before we head back out. It's definitely going to be cold out there, another long day ahead. We're about 43 miles away from Franklin, North Carolina. And so that's a distance that could definitely be split between 2 days. It could be split between 3 days. It's only Thursday, so it's our choice as to whether or not we try to really push it and get there sooner rather than later. And I guess we're just going to sort of take it as we go. And, let the road reveal itself. 6:46 now. I think I'm going to head back into the other room and do some stuff on my phone. Bye for now. Alright, it's 8:02. Thursday still. Is it Thursday? Yeah. About to go get a new Sawyer now. New water filter. Mine froze and therefore was no good anymore. Ben got up and he's eating breakfast. Had a really good talk this morning with this guy named Dave. Older guy, perhaps around my dad's age, who is doing the trail. So glad I woke up at 6:32. Gave me a little bit of time to do something different and by myself. But yeah, I can tell he's struggling. He's in that point of contemplation as to whether or not to keep going. And I respect that. I mean, it's not easy out here, and it's a voluntary thing. So, you mix those things together, and why am I doing this becomes the question you ask yourself pretty quickly. So it was cool to talk to him, get his perspective, get his story, drink some coffee, talk about things. I'm sure that's certainly a big reason of why people are out here doing this, just to have those kind of conversations and moments. Fast friend kind of situation. And, he's looking for a group to kind of get along with so that, he can share his pain, which is a big part of it too. This whole experience is very, very much like going into college or the military, or like when I studied abroad in Japan. It's like this crazy situation, the shared experience that you have with a bunch of other people. And to that degree, you can make some fast friends because, they instantly know how hard everything is, and they instantly have a frame of reference for whatever you're talking about, since they went through the exact same thing. So, makes things get deep fast. Now I'm just trying to drink as much coffee as I can before we have to leave. Whew. It's about 32 degrees. It should be a low of, I think, 39 tonight, which is a lot warmer than it's recently been. After that rain went through, that brought some heat with it. And then once it blew through all that wind, it was so cold. I wanted to do a clip, I think, yesterday morning, just commenting on how cold it was. But I didn't know if it would be too loud to make that. I didn't want to disturb anyone. Not that I think I would have been disturbing anyone. But, so cold. Just so miserably cold. And in those situations, thank God, the only thing that's really going to get you warm is leaving. So, I can deal with that. If the solution for a place being shitty and inhospitable is to leave it, well, then there you go. That's a problem that solves itself. Leave, you warm up, you get going, you're on to the next place, and you can go from there. I've thought for a long time, if you're having a bad day or a bad moment or something just feels weird, you should just leave that area. Just go somewhere else. Because environment definitely plays a part into the vibe of a place. Man. I'm almost to the Outfitters now. And they definitely look open, so that's good. God, I hope they have some fucking filters in here. If they don't, I'm gonna be a little bit fucked. I'll probably have to walk to the hostel, Top of Georgia hostel, if this place doesn't have Sawyer's. Though, I mean, it's a fucking stop on the Appalachian Trail. They should have a goddamn Sawyer. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Busy road. But I wanted to record my memory of talking with Dave, because that made waking up at 6:30 a very, very good idea. And I'm glad I did it. Still Thursday morning, about 9 o'clock. I'm on my third cup of coffee, just sort of a half cup now. Waiting for the Outfitter to open at 9:30 so I can get a new Sawyer and we can hitch back to the trail from here. It looks like my parents are actually going to pick us up, possibly in Franklin, when we get to the terminating point that Ben wanted us to get to. Which is interesting. I hadn't really thought about that. If I had really thought about it, I could have suggested that a couple days ago so that they could have prepared to have us and all. But Thursday's not super late notice, considering my mom doesn't have a job anymore. She can jump and make that happen. It's only a few miles up the road for them. And in fact, we might have even done this hike that it's the trailhead for. Where they would meet us is the trailhead parking lot for this section of the Appalachian Trail. So there's a chance I've actually seen this area a lot because it's on my way, or it's on our way up to Stephen's cabin house. So just sort of killing time now. Pretty much packed up and ready to go from this Holiday Inn. I'm getting this memory, this old memory of just kind of hanging out with Ben. And I remember as children, he would just get in these moods where he kind of seemed like he was mad. And he may not actually be mad, but I really can't help but interpret it as him seeming to be mad. I think it's just sort of like his resting pose and stuff. Like he just kind of, he's really hard to communicate with. And I guess he's kind of like my dad in this respect. Like, he'll talk a lot to you if he wants to talk. And if he doesn't, he will not make any effort at all to do so. Which is just the way some people are. But for me, even though I know that just might be the way it is for him, it's hard for me not to interpret that as like that I'm being annoying or that I'm making him mad or something. I think to a degree Erica's like that too, except when she feels that way I actually am being annoying and I am making her mad. So yeah, I just stepped out of the room because I was just kind of getting like overwhelmed with the short responses to my questions and my comments and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, I feel like I make more of an effort as a person to try to
be accommodating to other people and to listen and to have like an engaging conversation. It's always been sort of an implicit goal, and I'm definitely aware of when people are not doing it. Like when someone is just talking at you, and you can kind of try to rescue that person if you try. And so, I just needed to, like I was saying a few minutes ago on my last clip, gotta change the environment to change the vibe. So, quick step outside, another half cup of coffee. We'll probably head to that outfitter here pretty soon, so it's going to take about 15 minutes to walk there anyway. And get this day going. Yeah, it's amazing. I kind of feel guilty about coming into town so much. I think the only saving grace we have for taking everything as softly as we have is the fact that we're busting out big-ass days every day. So even though we might be coming into town a bit more than people who are headed to Maine, at least we're having consistent 20-plus mile days. Well, not 20-plus miles, but we've had 20-mile days, and we've had high-teen mile days. So, every day we're hiking until 4 or 5 from when we start. Today might be a bit of a late day when we finally get into the camp, considering that we probably won't start until 10 or 11. It was a pretty late start for what we've been doing recently, but be well fueled for it. Just ready to go. I feel definitely that trail depression that Ben has mentioned a few times. Just the idea of leaving and going back after having this little taste, it definitely makes me feel like I want to come back. But if I did do that, I would really have to plan a little bit better than I did this time. Going with the cheapest thing you can possibly get that's still good quality on Amazon, and then just kind of throwing a bunch of shit in a backpack doesn't quite cut it. I could get a smaller stove. There's just so many things. I am definitely happy with the stuff I brought with me because it's gotten me this far, but there's no doubt that there's a lot of room for improvement. And I don't really think I'd want to do weekend backpacking stuff. I think it's kind of like do this kind of epic shit or just don't go at all for my money. But then that'd be hard to justify getting new equipment unless I did something ultra epic. Wouldn't have to do 2,000 miles for it to be justified. Could do a couple 100 miles somewhere, something like that. But yeah, maybe with James Bretchel or something like that. I don't know, getting ahead of myself. But yeah, super happy to be out here. I think the first couple days were trying, and I wasn't sure if this was something I'd want to return to, but now I'm certain that it is. Anyway, I think nature's calling one last time, so go use a real bathroom, and then we'll probably head out. See ya.
900 some miles that I have to fall.
Yeah.
And I know how to use my clothes really good, and you keep going always on the ground, you tuck your both in, flicking forward,
Yep.
And I was looking, and I always, the reason I don't fall, I look about 6 feet in front of me where my next step's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about rattlesnakes. We had 2 days up there, no cell phone service, just spotty top of the ridges.
Yeah.
Get bit by a rattlesnake, you're going to die.
Right.
Or you're going to lose a leg, or it's going to be miserable.
Yeah, you got no way to get down.
No way to get down, no way to get help. So I go up there, so I'm looking about 20, 30 feet ahead of me. I go through a bunch of rocks, over a bunch of rocks, no problem. I get in a real straight area, flat, slight little curve, and I'm really moving. I'm a fast hiker. I was hiking 23 miles a day.
Yeah.
Average. And I get up there, and I fall. And I try to catch myself, but the trail was overgrown with weeds and stuff. I couldn't bring my pole forward. I had to hold them up.
Right.
And I fell, and because there was real narrow trail growing up, and I fell, hit rocks, broke about 4 or 5 ribs.
Oh, man.
Really?
My head against the rock, got a concussion. And so it's just a miracle of God that I got out of there.
Wow.
But I'm going to pick back up there this year. And I'm going south of Harper's Ferry, Keys Gap, about 6-7 miles south of Harper's Ferry. Me and a friend of mine that I hiked with, he and I hiked a couple of years ago. And he's flying in from Houston. We're going to go to Dulles on the 25th of May and hike about 100 miles in 5 days up to
Wow.
up to Pennsylvania and hike across Maryland.
Awesome.
And then between now and then, I hope to hike about 500 miles. Go
Wow.
out and get up in
That's awesome.
Pine Grove Furnace.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his first backpacking trip ever.
Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're trying to do about 116 in 7 days.
Yeah.
And this, it's a rough little area coming up and down here too.
Yeah. Well, you just got to complete. This is the hardest part of Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, from Unicoi to Dix Creek's the hardest part of Georgia now. How far are you saying you're going? You just doing Georgia?
We're just getting to Franklin.
Yeah.
Franklin?
Yeah, so we're trying to get to Franklin
Have you
by
hiked that before?
tomorrow night. I have, yeah.
Yeah. Where you've got
This one climb out of here that's nice and long. It's like,
Yeah.
what is it, 12 miles and 2,200 feet?
Yeah, and then you go up and down. But once you get to North Carolina, you go across that. I was there last week. I've been hiking 10 or 12 mile days in sections.
Yeah.
I was there last week across the Georgia River. And then I hiked from Rock Gap to Albert Mountain back up a day.
Yeah.
27 degrees, 60-mile-hour
Yep.
winds. I made a video up there. I could barely, but it was a lot of cloud in the sky, dark blue. I could barely
Really?
stay in the tower. I did a video.
Oh,
of it
yeah.
all the way around.
Yeah, we do hit a couple fire towers, don't we?
Yeah,
Before Franklin. That'll be
Oh, well, you get one.
Yeah, well, that's still. I'm so
Albert
excited
Mountain.
about that.
Now,
Okay.
once you get to Albert Mountain, as you well know, you've got some little steep approach mountains to get
Yep.
to it, and then you got a pretty chance to smile like pretty much end over end.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully, you have good weather.
Yeah, I remember that when I went to Albert last time, it had that's the one that's got the, hey, if weather sucks, go this other way
Yeah, it's
trail.
got a blue bypass
Yep.
trail.
Yeah, and it was like thunderstorms and stuff when we
Yeah.
were up there last time, so we were like, well, the trail says not to do it, so we just went around it,
Well, it's beautiful.
We'll probably do it this time, yeah. we'll
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Something
Even if
to
it's
look forward to.
raining, you go up there in trouble.
Yeah.
I was going to do it. I did my third hike 2 years ago, February 28th.
Yeah.
Hiked 137, 3 miles from the Tennessee in 7 days. My hiking buddy, met her first day on the trail. She and we were hiking, and then I was going to take a 0 day. And then my mom took my ride. She lived down in Florida. I had to go to, I had to take off. So I ended up doing long section hikes up to Matt Rogers, where the partnership shelter is.
Yep.
So then I picked up there, and I was going to hike up to Pennsylvania last year. Then I had to skip the fall.
Yeah.
Man, that
There
sounds
was no water
terrible.
in the summertime.
Nope.
Areas, you got to go long distances. It's not a problem this year. You got rain
Yeah.
everywhere. So what do y'all do in Atlanta?
I work in film.
I work at MailChimp. It's like an email newsletter marketing company.
There is a lady I go to church with. She is an actress, and so she works in film, does a lot of stuff.
It's been really busy down there.
Oh yeah, I mean they're doing. She's doing a movie up here. They're filming this area.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, it makes it hard for me to be able to be like, I love my business because I can take time off and
Yeah.
nobody really notices. But it has to only be like a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there, or they'll be like, so where did he go? off to?
Clint Eastwood co-starred in a movie with me. We did Trouble with Her.
Yeah.
Filmed it up here. I say that joke. I was an extra. I just want to go by
Awesome.
and get a chance to meet him. So he was
Yeah.
over. He was here in this area.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Around this area, they filmed what was it, the trail movie.
Yeah, they did.
I tried to work on it. but
Yeah, they did. They
already
did it
stepped
right off
up.
of south of here, where you go across, north of Destiny Gap or whatever, just north of Mountain Crossings.
Yeah.
It was based on the book.
Yep.
Yeah, they did it. Robert Redford.
Yep. Yeah, I tried pretty hard to work on that movie. Just I'd sent in my resume. I was like, so
Yeah.
I actually hiked the trail. Like, I'd love to be a part of this. Yeah, well, we're more. I just wanted it to be a really cool thing to say.
Yeah, walk in the woods.
Yeah, walk in the woods. That's it. But I work in sound, and the mixer that was working staffing up the movie, she already had a team. Like, she already had her crew. She like
Yeah.
it stuck for me. But since then I've met her a few times, or I've worked with her a few times, and I was like, you should have hired me that day.
How many miles is it from Hiawassee to that trailhead? Is it about 8 or so?
To where we're going.
Yeah.
I think it's like 12 or 13 is what it says in the book.
Yeah, 12.
Wow. So that'd be a long walk just in and of itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hitchhike and you can get some pretty people trail friendly here. So this time of year they see you hiking.
I was joking at the trailhead yesterday.
Yeah.
It was just the two of us when I started the hitch. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And I start looking back, and it turns into 4, turns into 5, and I'm like, okay, now it's going to be harder for somebody to pull over because they're going to see me with my thumb, but then they're going to see the 4 guys behind me.
Best thing to do is get a good looking girl with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's the
and I've built a lot of them, and they've got a little. You should bet there's a store back here. You should have probably gotten one later on. But you're getting ready to get off.
Yeah.
And it says it's kind of it's not that 11 standard type of champagne, but it's kind of fluorescent, kind of pink fluorescent
Yeah.
color. And its bowl says AT Through Hiker, 2 Towns.
Yeah.
Flip it over and it's laminated so when you get wet, that way easy. AT Through Hiker, 2 Trails.
Oh.
Oh,
Fold
yeah.
that up. It makes it a lot easier.
I bet. Yeah, your intentions are
In
known.
fact, I was the one that designed it.
Oh, really?
No problems. I'm native here. You know, I lived 25 years in Atlanta, and I'm retired now. And I do all kinds of hiking. I speak in front of groups. I'm a counselor. You know, I do free counseling for people who can't afford alcohol and drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Specialize in that. Well known throughout here. I was doing long sections from over in the Unicor, the 16-mile section from East Club, where you come into the first paved road above mountain crossings.
Yeah.
And I was doing that, and I thought, no problem, I can see Chocolate Beautiful. 45 minutes. It
Yeah.
was like in February.
Wow.
Nobody picked me up. I took my hat off. I know I was looking kind of rough so people would see me.
Yeah.
Some people go by and they won't even look at you sometimes.
Yeah.
So I thought, I need to go ahead and make some good. This is before the season started, February.
Yeah.
And so I thought,
Yeah, like when the season starts, everybody kind of knows to look out
Yeah,
for
yeah.
people going by.
And I've taken I do a lot of taking people back and forth to the trail, and I'm taking people back, and you talk to the girls who do trail action, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And the girl I was hiking with before, when I do my through hike, she was absolutely knocked down, model, cover girl, beautiful.
Yeah.
And a marathon runner, 25-year-old, graduate Ivy League schools, going
Wow.
working on her master's at Columbia. She's a Dartmouth graduate. She lived in New Hampshire, so she's really hiking home. Field hockey player, and so she wear these real short shorts. I said, we're going to hook up to hike because you will always get us a ride.
Exactly. You will always get us into town when we need to get there.
And then you have trouble a lot of times too. You get a group of people. Number one, it's hard. Number two, chances are one's going to have a dog, and that makes it 10 times harder.
The guy we were with yesterday had a dog.
Yeah, it makes it 10 times harder. And I take back. You notice these seat covers on. This is a new
Yeah.
car. I put seat covers on here. I didn't have a lot of the cars Subaru. My wife drives it. But I had a Subaru Outback. I didn't care about it. It had leather seats. No big deal. But I bought this new. I got rid of it because she's getting ready to retire. Getting ready to go back to Europe after this year, do another Camino.
Awesome.
And I put some seat covers on because it's big enough nasty hikers. And I've got I don't mean, just you've been on the trail for a while.
Yeah.
I normally don't take a dog even now, but occasionally I will.
Wow.
Yeah, one year I thought about taking, and I've taken my dog out for hikes like a couple of days here and there. But anytime it has to do with, if I'm going further than a couple of days, if I want to stay in a hostel, or if I want to go do this or like get a ride or anything like that, I leave her at home.
It makes it much harder.
It does, yeah.
And
you gotta
not
find a
just
place
getting
that-
rides, it's harder, for you got to carry food. They
Yep.
have paw problems.
Yep.
They have all kinds of issues.
You gotta have a 2-person tent now
Yeah.
instead of I like to use a hammock when I'm by myself, so like my entire sleep system changes.
All right. I saw a girl in Eagles yesterday. You might have seen her. She was like a woman, I think. And she had this great big dog.
Yeah.
She was like former military, and talked to her at length. A dog in a tent with you in this kind of weather we've been having would be pretty
Yeah.
good, really.
As long as they're not wet, yeah, for sure.
As long as they're not wet.
Yeah, that's what the guy was telling us yesterday. He had a German Shepherd, and he was like, it's trying to keep the dog from trying to keep them dry all day is such a problem.
Yeah.
When it's raining all day.
And people don't realize this too. They're much more apt to get snake bit than you are.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because they're gonna, they're going to go up.
They're not going to be afraid of a snake,
They're
yeah.
not going to be afraid of snakes. They'll go up and down. And dogs are so domesticated now, they don't really know how to act around snakes. But I grew up as a kid here in the country before I went to Atlanta. We had snakes biting the dogs constantly. But we had dogs for hunting dogs, and and that would really mess up a dog. That's some kill.
Yeah, I was wondering too, in terms of bears, like if that would actually sort of exacerbate a bear situation, because
No, it really will.
a dog will.
Yeah.
So it would scare the bear off rather than make him.
It can.
Yeah.
It depends on how hungry and how desperate they are. Bears are not afraid of dogs. But then again, bears will avoid dogs. They're non-confrontational if at all possible. And they say the top of the doors are right.
Yeah, I thought that guy gives you a ride back over to the spot.
For $20.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive. But anyway, anyway, they, you noticed little bandanas on the dogs that they had at Woodfold?
I didn't. I remember the dogs there. I don't remember the
They had little
bandanas.
bandanas around them. They were
Yeah.
wearing them constantly.
Uh-huh.
And I started talking about buying one. So a friend of mine, that he had before we go out, his dogs, he would take the dogs with him, but he had dogs, he would let the dog wear a bandana. And they've got such a high sense his bandana he would have that he would tie it on his pack, hang his food bag, or put it outside his tent.
Yeah.
And that supposedly is an old trick to get, to protect you from bears.
Oh.
The bears smell the dogs, so they smell a dog
That's
in
smart.
the vicinity. So
Yeah.
they would come. So think about that.
That's cool. Yeah. Next time I come out, I'll get
try that. Yeah.
Yeah, like wipe it all over my dog first.
Yeah. Wrap it up.
It's about 2 o'clock on Thursday. Just did a crazy climb. That's the most memorable climb so far of the trip. Everything else has just kind of been a blip, but geez, that was crazy. That was, I don't know how many feet of elevation gain that was. I feel like I remember Ben saying there was like a 900-foot climb, and that felt like that might have been what that was, because it was over a quarter mile or something. That was insane. I had to kind of step past Ben to get in front of him, because I was just right on his heels, and he likes to kind of throw his sticks wide when he does the upstroke. So I passed by him and just started kind of working at it. And man, I wouldn't want to go down that's for sure. I'd go up that twice to avoid going down it once, because that was some steep stuff. Man, I just finished the AWOL book. I'm also timing it to see how long it takes for Ben to get here, and I've made sure I'm actually on the trail, because I don't want to get separated too much. And he's faster than me on the downhill anyway, so I think this is the beginning of the downhill. So I'm sitting on a log. Been here for 2.5 minutes. But yeah, I finished the AWOL book, and I was pretty ready for it to be done. I was like, the best way to summarize this book in one sentence was, I went for a hike and finished. Like, it's a cool story, but I mean, the one thing about being out here is monotony, and so he basically just explains the same thing over and over and over with slight differences, just in the same way that hiking out here is basically the same thing over and over again with slight differences. So yeah, I was happy to be done with that. I enjoyed it. It got me through yesterday, pretty entertained, and now I'm listening to the latest episode of Harmontown, which I haven't had as much of a dosage of recently, and I wonder if that was actually kind of coloring my general mood at the time listening to Dan Harmon so cynically talk about the world events. So now that that's out of my system too, listening to it now, I was like, damn, this is like a kind of a gross negative show, which is what I love about it for sure, but hearing it after not hearing it, I guess the potency of it has been returned. So that's that. Let's see, if it's 2 o'clock, we started at 9. No, we started at 10. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 4 hours at, let's say, 4 hours at 2 miles an hour would be 8 miles. And I think we've been going probably faster than that, so we're somewhere between 8 and 10 miles right now. And trying to do, I guess, 12 more, which would mean, at best case scenario, 4 more hours. Is that right? 4 times 3? Yeah. Best case scenario. We'll see how well we can do that. I think we're planning on staying at some campsite tonight or something. I definitely feel game and up for it. Got plenty of food, plenty of water. Got my new Sawyer, so I can filter any streams we come across, which I'll probably need to drink from soon. In fact, I should take this opportunity to stop to kind of refuel a little bit. No reason to just sit around idly. There's stuff to do. Hopefully no animals come up on me while I'm prone like this. I feel kind of vulnerable and exposed. Yeah. Cool. Well, I wonder, I don't really know how much time I have. I could always walk back over that way, but I don't want to walk down. It hurts too much on my knees to walk down. And that stuff was steep. Man, that stuff was steep. Man, definitely. You know, in fact, if I have reception, then I would like to see what that just was. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, no reason to have to wait and ask him about it. I got all the information in my hand, as long as I have service. This is something productive to actually do right now. Mobile data. I'm not sure this will actually even get reception up here, but we'll see.
been doing this thing where I block unknown numbers. It's helped a lot with getting all these fucking spam calls. It's probably my fault for putting my number on Facebook or something years ago. All these numbers, God, they suck. 2 days ago, I'm gonna delete all this shit, delete recent calls, select all. Alright, fuck that. Who cares? Go to the GutHooks app. See if it'll figure out where I'm at. Yes, reception. Let's see, where am I? Let's see, guide, all waypoints. Just trying to see. Looks like I'm on top of Sharp Top. Or maybe Sassafras Gap. I don't know. Let's see what the elevation profile is like where I'm at right now. That climb, that was insane. That was so crazy. A view of Hiawassee through an opening in the trees. There's no comments. I'm gonna add. Oh, I have to create an account. Damn it. Well, this is probably not very interesting content, but just try to remember listening to this in the future. The craziest climb that there was. There's nothing. Dang, it's such a bummer. Show on profile. Yeah, that was insane. About to have a huge downhill. I'm just right on the top of it, too. I picked the perfect point. And then it looks like there's another crazy climb. I don't really remember how far he wanted to get today. Like... Anyway, I'm gonna just sit here and figure things out. Talk to you later. 4:06 on Thursday. I do want to note here that Stephen Hawking died yesterday on Pi Day, no less. Perfect storm of events, pretty much. Recently lost my Sawyer that I just bought this morning, which is very upsetting because it cost $44, and I don't lose things very often, so I don't take it very well. I've had hours to get over it though, so I'm better now. I just kept replaying it. I think it must have fallen out when I was climbing. The really big climb that I made the last clip about. And I had both headphones in, so I couldn't hear it hit the ground. Huge bummer. Never even used it once before I lost it. And so now I'm already thinking about buying a third. Probably not while I'm out here, but eventually I think it's just a good thing to have. You know, when Atlanta's water supply fucks up, you know, you make a liter at a time from the Sawyer, no big deal. So that sucks, but gotten over it, and almost down to our parking lot now. I think that'll leave like one climb left for the rest of the day, more or less. I mean, not like we're gonna be not climbing all the time, every day, but just came across this water source, a really small little trickle, constant but small, and got some water from it, and it looks like it's just pure snow melt. So I'm either going to hope that someone has a Sawyer at the campsite tonight, and then just ask if I can use theirs, or I'll just rush and relay it, because it looks fine. It looks so clean. I want to get Ben's opinion of it when I get down to this parking lot, because it's remarkably clear, this water. I mean, I obviously cannot see from a microscopic vantage point, but there's no sediment in it, there's nothing. I really think it was just ice melting from further up on the mountain. Fucking shit, I almost trip and fall. And so I haven't rushed and relayed any water since I've been out here, and it seems like that might be a good place to start. It seems like a safe bet, but as soon as I'm down at the bottom, get his second opinion on it. And I mean, I can already guess what he's gonna say. He's gonna be like, yeah, it's fine if you want to do it. And I'm like, damn, I'm looking for an answer from experience, not just a simple do what you do kind of nod. But
yeah, we'll see. I guess we might be hiking for another couple hours or so. It's fine by me. I have another podcast to listen to, which will keep me engaged. And I'm about to eat a Cliff caffeine thing for this last little push. So I think I can see Ben now, or I see somebody anyway. So I'll go ahead and go. Yeah, I think that's Ben. And get back to you later.
Mr. Fallow's place.
Oh, really?
Interesting
that was a
conversation
mind
for
trip.
sure. They're like talking about chimera and our genes will be spliced with angels, and then he started going into the world might be flat, and then he's like,
Wow.
there's no way we can go to space because of the firmament. I'm like, you're going through way too much right now, man. And we were trying to sit down to dinner with like a lot of hikers and have
Burgers and
like
beer
just
for
like
the
burgers
first
and
time
beer.
in
And I'm like,
over a week.
okay,
and we're
okay,
just
calm
like,
down, calm down.
what?
They're cool
You're like
people.
killing all the vibes here, man.
Yeah, I mean, man, that's a buzzkill to talk about that kind of shit.
Oh, and then the taxi driver got in a fight with the
Yes,
owner
that
of the
was
restaurant.
insane.
Oh.
She's like, she's like, you said $10, and he's like, $10 per ride, damn it! They're screaming at each other. I'm like, I just want to leave.
And now Top of Georgia won't go there anymore.
Yeah.
And we felt kind of bad, but also not very bad. Because it's just, I don't know, man. We didn't do anything.
What kind of restaurant was it?
It was just
It was just
burgers and beer type place.
Oh,
and
okay.
It was, like,
it was
good.
tasty for sure, but
It's like $6 for
the
like
moment we walked in,
a burger and French fries. They
Yeah.
had certain fours that were
Good
like $2 each. And so
it
it
was
was
like they were
Oh.
empty.
That
and
sounds awesome.
She was immediately seemed pissed that we were there, and it's like, and then she talked about the restaurant had been slow lately. I'm like, well, maybe you should be. I don't know. Nice. Yeah, we're giving you business. Like there's 11 of us.
There's a
Yeah.
personality there that really.
And then she started complaining about tips and how she's not going to be able to pay the taxi driver. I'm like, we all got burgers, and half
and
of us
beer
drank
and appetizers.
multiple beers.
And, like,
Yeah, that was plenty.
When I hear that kind of bitching, I'll take care of it. Too. Jesus Christ. Here's $10, whatever.
Right.
Well, even like some of the group that we were with were like kids, so like I don't know, since they paid first, if they actually like I don't know. You know, sometimes like I feel like people, it's like if they don't really think about it, and you didn't work in that kind of industry when they're younger, I feel like sometimes people just don't really think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like we all took free will.
Before I burn a hole in my gown, I'm out.
See you.
I can just I'm dodging it.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna happen.
understand.
Y'all have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Right, man.
Alrighty.
You know I'm so far away.
Yeah, I'm too old. I'm too old for nickel diamond crap. You know, I can't do
Yeah.
that nickel diamond shit.
That's weird. You're saying that the restaurant owner was complaining?
Yeah.
She seemed
dude,
like the owner. I mean, the way she was carrying, and at least the manager
Yeah.
on duty there, but she definitely seemed like the owner.
That's pretty weird.
Man, I'd be fired up if 11 people came in ordering beer and pizza.
Yeah,
Dude.
for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Burgers and shit.
Oh god,
Is it-
that's sick.
Yeah. Probably gonna happen a few more times, I'd imagine.
Especially if somebody gets on a TripAdvisor or something, put the burn on it.
Well, I think the fact that like I don't know, they had a special deal worked out for hikers apparently, and like a special deal worked out for the people who stayed at Top of Georgia. And when we got back to Top of Georgia, and he was like, "How was it?" We were like, "What? Honestly, it was a little weird." He said he wasn't gonna bring anybody over there anymore, so I can't imagine that's very good for their business.
That was probably their second or third time they had trouble.
Yeah.
And then if he said that,
Yeah.
Was
like
was it the guy in the shorts?
Bob?
I don't know.
He has,
Maybe.
like-
He looks like a Bob.
He
Little
yeah,
rat
he
tail.
does look like a Bob. It was probably his.
No rat tail. Oh,
No.
the dude with the beard?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's
no.
Chris.
Chris.
Wait. No.
I thought I thought he was like Rob or something. I
It-
thought it was like
they-
Bob and Rob.
Rob and
like,
Bob.
Yeah, most of them have 3-letter names. I'm like, oh wow.
Except for Chili Mac.
Yeah, except for Chili Mac. So that was Tom. Tom's his name.
Tom.
Yeah, dude with the beard and the shorts.
They called this
And the little
place
rat
the
tail.
Vortex.
Yeah, because Jesus, he was
So
driving
funny.
a full van up out of Hiawassee. He's like, they call this area the Vortex, and he talked about all the vehicle accidents that happened
All
there.
the
As he's like,
Yeah.
Explosions and
Fucking-
tornadoes and But the funny thing is that apparently he tells the same story every single van ride. And it doesn't
Oh,
matter
really?
if you stayed there like 2 days in a row. Like,
Really?
we met some other hikers who apparently stayed there like 3 or 4 days and had the same truck full, and every single time they
I
would
didn't
tell
hear
the
the
same story.
vortex. Of course, I didn't go into town. I just
It's just
Oh,
an
yeah.
area,
chilled out for one.
between-
Were y'all there for one night or 2 nights?
we were there for 2 nights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we-
Yeah, I
It's
just
an
did a
area
one
that
nighter.
There's a lot of accidents, I guess, and
I believe it.
fires,
A lot of
and then a
damn
tornado
drunks
came
is what it
through.
is. You know, it's a dry town.
Yeah. We got a hitch from some guy who pulled over right there at, I guess, Dick's Gap or whatever that is, and he took us into Hiawassee, and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was drunk, and he was driving horribly. He was
said
going
it was
like,
that guy with the Tom.
oh, this was just some random
just a
dude.
random dude.
Yeah, he just stopped. He was a hiker himself, and he seemed a little bit on the sauce, and he was going like 60 to 80 miles an hour back into town.
You shitting me?
No.
On that
He was literally speeding up into the curves, and I was just like,
Terrifying.
I guess if I'm gonna die, it's gonna be here. It's not gonna be out on the trail.
Oh no.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and I guess that was like a small comfort. Like there were like 5 of us in there.
That was
So-
kind of like when I went to Springer.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys I retired that worked with, and we always go on bucket list trips every year to different places out west. And so I said, all right. I said, I'll get us a cabin in Amakalala, but y'all gonna have to drive me up there. And this guy drove, God
It's the worst. Bad drivers.
damn, he's up there fooling around. He had a Subaru
Uh-huh.
with automatic, you know. He's
Yeah.
over there shifting. I said, how in the hell can you shift gears on an automatic?
Paddle shifters, bro.
I said, thinking, you know how much a transmission costs?
Yeah. All those thoughts were going through my head with this guy too. I was about to tell him like, I don't mean to be ungrateful, but I get car sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't true, but I was just like, how can I make
Yeah.
this guy stop driving like this?
Oh, dude.
So, we made it.
You're here today.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Have a lovely evening.
Nice talking to you.
Right.
Nice talking to you.
Let's let all this burn down.
Shouldn't take too much longer. These little baby sticks.
This is perfect.
So when did you guys start?
We
Like
started on the 28th
of
of February.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Man, you guys had some pretty cold nights then, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cold nights and
Rain.
Yeah, it's been a lot of rain.
Luckily, the time we spent in town, it ended up being quite a few days of rain and stuff, so we didn't feel like we were missing out too much.
Yeah.
it was good. We got to like just sit in a motel room for 4 nights and it was drink a lot of beer and watch TV and just like lay there. And
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I've always wanted to do this.
A couple other people that we've been hiking with, like since like Gooch and stuff, were there too. So
That's
it was
cool.
cool, like
It was
running
fun.
into all them again. And we
Yeah.
all-
Yeah, the guy I'm with, he's got a lot of stories about his time out here. It sounds like it was definitely like sort of like a study abroad for him. Like
Oh,
just
cool.
yeah, it's months and months hanging out here. It's like experiencing a completely different culture and
Yeah.
having to go back to the lame world after that.
What brings you out here?
I just wanted to try it.
Yeah.
He put out a Facebook post. He was like, does anyone that I know want to go and do the Georgia portion of the Appalachian Trail on these dates? And I was like, this is probably the only opportunity I'll get to do this with a guide because I'd be too scared to do it by myself.
Yeah.
So jumped on, bought some stuff he suggested. Didn't get camp shoes like an idiot. So
Oh, we didn't either.
Oh, yeah.
Camp shoes.
We've got trail runners.
Yeah. Those wouldn't be bad. These boots have been
Oh,
destroying
yeah.
my
I didn't
toes.
think about that. That camp shoes make a lot more sense. These we can just pop on real quick.
Yeah, that's not so bad. But these are waterproof. So
Are
I guess
you
that's, yeah.
trying to do the whole trail?
No, not
Okay.
not this time anyway. Maybe
Cool.
in the future, but
Hell yeah.
yeah.
So where are you stopping?
Franklin tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. So it's like your last night?
Yeah, basically. Last night in the woods. My parents have a cabin pretty close to Franklin, so they're actually gonna come pick us up.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'd be
Good
cool.
stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed the experience?
I have.
overall?
Yeah, it was. I didn't unenjoy it at first, but it was definitely really hard. I was like, I don't know if I'd want to do this again, but at this point, I'm like, I definitely would like to do something like this again.
Yeah.
The people are cool. The
Yeah.
experience is for sure different.
Yeah.
And the days like today where the weather's just like amazing,
Yeah.
and just like ridge running, like
Yeah, yeah.
so often, so it makes it all worth it.
Definitely. Yeah, I envy you guys.
You'll be out here again.
I would like to do it, for sure. I don't know, do you guys know that guy, the AWOL guy? The Appalachian Trail. He wrote a book and a guide.
The guy who does the AWOL every year.
That's him, yeah.
Yeah.
I just listened to his audiobook about doing the trail, like his first time.
Oh, that's cool.
While
I haven't
doing
read
it.
his actual book, just the guide.
Yeah, he's got it's a pretty good book. But towards the end, I was like, this book could just be summarized with like, I hiked and finished. Like, at a certain point, he's just repeating the same struggles and trials and tribulations. But it's still cool.
Have you ever heard of a dude named Zach Davis?
Zach Davis.
Zach Davis, he
I don't think so.
hikes the AT, I want to say back in like, I don't know if it's 2011 or 2014 or something, but
Uh-huh.
he hiked the PCT, I think this past year too, but
Uh-huh.
he has this book called Appalachian Trials
Ooh,
that
nice.
like by far my favorite
Really?
Appalachian Trail book I've read. Because it's
an
just like all
emotional
about
guide
the
to
mental
doing the trail rather
Oh,
than,
yeah.
and it's so, I don't know, so helpful and gets you into the moment. And
Did he go through some shit?
yeah.
It
Oh,
was
he
like-
had did he have
I don't remember
Lyme?
if it was like
Oh,
Lyme
shit.
or like West Nile virus or like something
Oh,
really
yeah.
crazy like that.
it was
So
something that
He
gave him
like
headaches.
got and lost like the job
over
of
a
his
year.
dreams like while he was
Google.
out on the trail. Like he like
Really?
straight up like would take time off like flying to California for I think it was for Google or
It
something.
was.
He like got it like several trial interviews and then like on the trail while he had West Nile like got the email. It's like we're sorry to inform you that your
Yeah.
application has been denied and
Damn,
stuff like that.
that's pretty
Someone
low.
in his trail family like died like just randomly on the trail. Like, he wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, like
From something
Wait,
trail related?
No.
Died. It was like at the end, and there was just an older gentleman that they'd seen a few times, but they said he fell or something.
he didn't fall. They said
Oh.
he just like his heart stopped.
That will kill
but
you.
like
Yeah.
That happened on Blood Mountain a week and a
Yeah.
half ago.
Someone died on Blood Mountain?
It was a
Yeah.
father and son trying to hike
Oh,
the trail,
shit.
and the
father had a heart
dad's
attack.
Really?
without. Yeah, it's tragic.
Was he going? Were they going up or down?
I'm not
Not that-
sure.
not
I
that
didn't
it
get that
matters,
much
but-
detail.
Damn. We came down Blood into Neal's some snowy morning. It was so badass.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Took my first shit in that privy
Yeah.
that's
There you
like
go.
up there and covered in
Oh,
snow.
yeah,
the
yeah.
double doors that like
Yeah,
open out.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
just like, wow, I'm
That
really
was-
cute right now.
That was cold. Definitely.
That's so cool.
It's a unique experience. It's so obviously simple, but it's crazy that most people just don't ever even get to experience something this like, fundamental.
Yeah. It's just so raw. Like the
Super raw.
purpose of each day is just like, did I eat enough? Do
Right.
I have enough water? Am
Right.
I going to be warm enough tonight?
Did I drop my soya?
Exactly.
Answer is
Yeah.
yes.
It just gets so you don't. I don't know. You don't like wonder at the end of each day if like you did enough or like.
Right.
Like you're just like, cool. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm full. I watched a lot. Repeat it all tomorrow.
Right.
So what are you going back to?
I work at MailChimp.
Milch.
It's a email newsletter marketing company. Yeah, it's a
Wonderful.
desk job computer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's a good place to be. Well,
And Atlanta seems super cool.
It's a
though.
pretty cool spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you guys? I heard you talking about farming. So where are you planning
Yeah,
to do that?
we live like an hour away from Dallas in Texas,
Uh-huh.
and my pops has always wanted to have a ranch, and he started a company a long time ago, and they're doing pretty well now. And he bought some land, and then he's like, I can't do this.
I don't want to live out
I
there.
don't want to live. And his family, my stepmom and stepsiblings, could never.
Uh-huh.
They're little Play-Doh people. They're soft. But
Soft.
yes.
Yeah.
Definitely not their thing. And he's like, and I pay rent, and I just have to make it into something
Cool.
something nice and make money off of it. And it's my dream. I
Yeah.
mean, I could never imagine anything being this good. So we'll see what happens. I just want to fucking be outside and work with my hands the rest of my life.
We
Yeah.
were getting ready to like move into a van and stuff
Totally.
after this.
Yeah,
and
really.
then like a month before we left for here, he was like, "Do you guys want to do this instead?" And we were like, yes, okay. we'll stay put for a while."
Find a van for like $8,000 to $12,000, retrofit it.
It's pretty serious. Yeah. Are you guys married?
Not really.
Not really.
We're
together.
We're lovers
We have a
of
dog
life.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've the same way with my girlfriend. We have 2 dogs. We have a pretty legit family, but
Yeah.
no paperwork.
No, I couldn't imagine being with anyone else.
There you go.
But why make it legal?
What was
Right
it you
now.
said? Why can't we just run around together forever and just be happy? Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like enough. That's like more than enough.
How old are you guys?
I'm gonna be 25 in like 3 or 4 days.
Oh,
and
wow.
She just turned
I just
24.
turned 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy early
Thank
birthday.
you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, dogs, animals,
Yeah.
probably no kids.
That's where I'm
Okay, cool.
leaning
yeah.
to.
Yeah. We're
That's the way to be,
we're
Can't do
not.
stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly.
for sure.
We're not into it. I love kids, but
It
We
hinders
have a lot of friends with really awesome kids, though.
There you go.
Get to live vicariously.
Perfect.
we sit in the tent.
Do you have any upcoming trips planned after this?
Sort of tentatively thinking. I did a bike ride from Atlanta to New York
Oh,
back in
dude.
September. So yeah, I'd like to do a West Coast thing where it's like Portland to LA or something.
That's so cool.
So
Oh,
sort
that'd be amazing.
A good weed tour down the coast.
Exactly.
How long
Yeah.
did that take you?
10 days.
10 days?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Did you end up like staying in like motels? or,
Yeah,
like, a big
yeah.
that's so cool.
If I had done this thing first, I probably would have tried to actually camp because then I'd feel confident. But yeah, I was sort of a Play-Doh person.
Oh no.
It wasn't super memorable because it was just so easy in comparison to this. But
It's so interesting to hear because that sounds so hard to me.
well, yeah, it was like 100 miles plus every day.
Yeah.
270-mile days back to back. But
That's insane.
yeah, I had trained for it, so it was nothing out of the ordinary, I guess.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's gonna be so cool when you do
I'm gonna do a
when you do the
Weed tour,
West
yeah.
Coast. I mean, like you said, now you have like camping experience and
Yeah.
there's like beautiful camping
Totally.
spots like all along the West Coast.
It'd be so
and,
much
like,
cheaper too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you'd be able to see so much.
Yeah, I think was it Highway 1 or whatever?
Yeah,
Pacific
yeah.
Coast. Yeah, there's some highway that goes all the way down, so that would be a good route probably to take. But I'm a pretty big comedy fan.
Ooh,
So-
yes. Ooh, going to LA.
LA's the mecca. Yeah.
Comedy store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Laugh Factory and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Are you
Oh,
guys Joe Rogan
yeah.
fans?
Oh yes, yeah. I was just about to
Okay.
mention. I'm
Yeah.
like, we learned all from the podcast.
Yeah.
It's like all the podcasts that we downloaded out
Yeah.
here. Like every time we get Wi-Fi, it's like, what is that?
Do you guys listen to your mom's house?
No,
Tom Segura?
Oh man, I love
Videos.
everything that comes from Tom Segura.
Yeah, his podcast. Dude.
I've seen
So
a lot
funny.
of. Actually, I've listened to a couple episodes with like they had guests, which I hear they don't have too often.
It's pretty rare.
yeah, but
yeah.
I just love their dynamic
Yeah, it's
as a
hilarious.
couple as well. I'm like, oh, y'all love and hate each other.
It's
Yeah.
so
so
great.
much.
It's so great. What is that? The video where like Tom watches a video of someone getting hit by a
Oh.
car and he
Yeah,
can't
that's
stop
that
laughing.
one. You
Just
were
looking
like,
at him
this is
like, what the
terrible.
fuck are you
They
doing?
played that so many times for so many different people. I think
Oh my gosh.
Bill Burr most recently.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tom loves that clip.
Awesome.
Joe wasn't a fan,
No,
from what I
it's-
recall.
Do you listen to Duncan Trussell?
Yeah.
or anything?
Yes,
Oh, so
Duncan.
Yeah.
Duncan is.
So good.
I'm sort of a lesser Duncan Trussell fan, but I do like him. Definitely.
Yeah.
Sometimes he goes a little too out there for me.
Dude, the first time I ever saw him, like I had no idea who he was. Never
Uh-huh.
listened to his podcast. Didn't know he was a comedian. I saw a live podcast with him and the two guys who created Drunk History.
Oh yeah,
in
Brandon
Austin.
Walter or Derek
yeah,
Walter,
dude,
Waters
it was
or
so
something.
amazing. It was like it was all about like temporal trust fund kid mentalities,
Mm.
and some dude came up at the end during a question and answer, and he started beatboxing, and then made a rap about spiders at the end. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's hilarious.
I was like hooked on him like from that point.
Yeah, that's a good entry level point for sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys Rick and Morty fans?
Oh,
Yes, dude.
Do you know Harmontown, that podcast?
I've listened to a little bit, but
Oh,
I
it's so funny.
I haven't. I've listened more to Dan Harmon on like Duncan Trussell.
Yeah, those are good
stuff
too.
like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I haven't branched out enough. I listened to Rogan,
Yeah.
Duncan Trussell, and
Uh-huh.
Joey Diaz.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm definitely a big fan of the church, and I've listened to
Yeah.
most of those. But
That guy's so crazy.
yeah,
Man.
you're like my dad.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
So great.
Yeah, podcasts are great. It's a good way to pass the time out here.
It really is.
Haven't even listened to one yet out here. We just listened to music for like the first time yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we kind of shoot it for about 2 weeks. It was nice getting into it though.
Shoot it or S-shoot?
Shoot it.
Okay.
Shoot it. Yeah.
I was thinking-
shouldn't use that word.
No, it made sense either way. I feel like if you shoe something, you're kicking it aside or something, but a shoeing to avoid for sure. Oh, yeah. There's the belt, right? Ryan's.
I always thought that was the Big Dipper when I was a little kid. And they showed me the Big Dipper. I'm like, wow, that's so much bigger.
Lives up to its name, I guess. Yeah. That looks cool. Have you guys heard any bears walking around or anything like that?
We, I sleep with earplugs, actually, I guess.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can hear.
That guy does too. Yeah,
I'm a really light sleeper, so I just kind of like knock myself out.
that's fair enough.
A guy that was staying at Blackout just past the North Carolina border last night, though, came in and said that he saw 5, 1 mom and 4 cubs.
Wow.
Like, he said he heard what sounded like wind rushing through the leaves, and he looked over and it was
They're
all of
just
them just like
running away.
bolting away, and he was just like, like, what is
Was that daytime?
what dude? Yeah, it
Must
was
have
it
been.
was
Had to have been.
daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was like early afternoon too, because he got there at like 3 o'clock or something, and he showed up pretty soon afterwards.
I'm so confused on how fearful I should be of bears.
From what I've gathered from that guy in particular, is
Yeah.
that they're just like raccoons.
Yeah.
They're opportunistic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just like, get, and you yell at them.
They don't realize that they could destroy you. They only want what's easiest. So, yeah.
Just keep peeing around our tent. Morgan territory.
It's not a bad idea.
I've done.
Well, I mean, even in like in Texas, like there's a ton
I
of
pee-
like
I pee around the
coyotes,
house.
boars.
I'm
Like
like,
we have like
"You're
crazy
staying
shit
away
around
from
our house. Like
And it's fun.
If nothing else, it'll give you like 1 second before they try to, because they'll smell it, and they'll be like, you'll hear them, hopefully.
yeah. The placebo effect.
This was the perfect plan. Not too long, just
Yeah,
short.
dude. Could not have been better. Seriously, I feel like we've had a fire like almost every night we've been out here, except for the nights in the hotel, of course. Actually, no, some of the nights in the hotel too. That fire pit was awesome.
Oh yeah, they had a fire pit at the Budget Inn in Hiawassee.
That's cool.
HBR life.
There was a dude, his name's Nooner, because he didn't ever get up past noon apparently,
Before noon.
or before noon, and he was, I don't remember what day it was. It was probably like the 10th, and this guy was there. He's like, yeah, I started on the 5th, and Nooner was like, I've been here since the 4th. I've been here since you started, man.
Damn.
Like, what do you? Apparently, someone saw him on the trail recently, but he's behind us.
Damn.
He's so funny. Someone was talking about getting like an AT tattoo and stuff after this, and
Yeah.
like everyone was talking about what they would get. He's like, I'm just gonna get HBI.
Hiawassee Budget Inn.
Hiawassee Budget Inn.
Little
HBI.
map to it. On the trail.
That's funny. I was thinking you were going to say maybe like an alarm clock, like blinking 12 or something like that.
I should get an alarm.
Yeah. You wake up.
Do you have your phone or anything on you?
Yeah.
You guys are kind of dark over there.
Oh, yeah. I was just gonna close my. Oh, there's a dude named Vapor out here who's the 100% blind, like completely, and apparently would be the
Wow.
second person to do it and the 10th legally blind person to do the trail. But it was amazing listening to this dude, because I mean I've talked to blind people before, but not where it's completely black. He could point out he's like, okay, so the road's there. I'm assuming these are trees right here
Uh-huh.
because of how the sound was traveling when cars would pass. and it just amazing. He listens to podcasts at 3 times speed. When he uses his phone, it makes these. It sounds like a voice talking so fast, and we can't understand it. But he was traversing it fine, and like looking. I waved at him one morning. I just kept walking. I'm like, oh god damn.
Dude, when you guys went to go resupply and I was like stuck on crutches and stuff, I was walking over to that resupply and like I hadn't said anything to anybody. Like I don't know how he knew it was me, but like I was just kind of like limping along and like first time on crutches, and he literally just like looked over in my direction and was like first time on crutches, and I was like yes. They were like how do you know?
He was talking about Buck asked about his balance, and he said my balance was actually really good after that. And he's like, I call y'all sighties because you rely on sight for your balance. I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, look at something, close your eyes, and stand on one foot. Super easy. Then he said, close your eyes, turn around, and then try and stand on one foot. I was drinking, but I was like, I can't do this. But
Wow.
it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And he has I guess that's his wife with him, I would assume.
Oh yeah, that's his wife.
Okay.
They're super cute.
Yeah. She just kind of guides him.
Whenever he doesn't feel like listening to his surroundings or anything, she has like really long hair, so he'll just like grab onto her ponytail and she just kind of like leads him around.
That's funny.
It's super cute.
That
They're a
is.
cool couple. Did I put my water bottles back on its head?
I do not know.
I think I did, because they're not a good food.
Seems like it's about that time.
Yeah. Oh, there's no dirt.
No, there's no dirt. I wish that spring wasn't dried out.
Yeah. Or wasn't murky and impossible to get into.
Oh yeah, that too.
Is that the water source down there?
The one
Oh.
right over here. The water source down there is awesome.
Oh,
but
is it?
it's just too far.
Ah, you have boots.
Yeah. Last day I'll need them tomorrow, so.
Pull this guy here.
That's
Spread
good.
it out.
Yeah.
I don't want that to fall on you. Or, hey.
There you go.
I'll pour a little bit of my water. I don't need a whole liter for tonight. I just need enough for coffee in the morning and a couple sips.
I saved a coffee pouch from our food bag.
Oh, thank God.
So,
I didn't think about that.
you don't even have to leave the tent. Let's hope bears don't like Nescafe.
Oh, they do.
The cheapest.
It's their
of all.
favorite.
Nescafe and hot sauce is the only thing I have.
Do you think a bear would like hot sauce?
I don't
not.
think so. I don't think any animal except for humans do
Yeah.
spicy.
My
And
dogs
some
hate it.
birds.
Oh
Really?
yeah, well the birds that can, they can't taste it.
Like cats with sweetness and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I've heard. I don't know how you would test that.
Makes
You
sense.
can't really ask a cat. Is
With-
this sweet to you?
Their personality reflects it.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm,
Yeah, just about right. How did you get this started? Did you have those?
Oh,
Uh,
I used a
cotton balls?
lighter.
Oh, okay.
Lighter and some leaves, and
Okay.
the dude with the external frame taught me a nice little. It's like a V, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
build around it, and it worked. That was my first time doing it.
Yeah, this guy did the same thing the other day.
I wonder where Buck is tonight.
I don't know. I hope he's happy.
He's always happy.
But I feel like he was at standing Indian shelter at like, I don't know, he was at White Oak. But still, I know he would have gotten past it, so I'm certain he's stealth camping somewhere.
Is he, what's it called? Is he a hammocker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. Did you guys hear us earlier talking about the hammocker who was on top of standing Indian?
Oh no.
Okay, that could be him then, potentially. My friend Ben said that he saw somebody up there with like a dark tarp.
Yeah, that'd
that's
be him.
Yeah.
Jesus, what a fucking, that's a crazy place to want to stay. Like,
Dude,
1,000 feet up.
Crazy
Yeah,
like
Here.
that.
He has an external frame backpack, and It weighs like 45 pounds. and-
Really?
With all of his stuff in it, but
45 pounds.
yeah, it's not the best for him. But
Also has a bad knee.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
he's he was taking some pretty slow days with us when
Wow.
we first started with him.
Well, good luck to him.
Yeah.
It was super windy when we were up there. We took a break like right next to where he was, if that's him, where he was staying. And it was, I think we had just summited, so we were pretty warm, and it took less than 5 minutes to get super cold, and the sun was still out, so.
You say it was on Standing Indian Mountain?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess
Fuck.
3 miles up the mountain.
Dude, that has to be luck. Like,
That
I
would-
know
that-
tarps probably aren't that, like, uncommon, but,
If he's hammocking, though, it's hard to put those pieces together for sure. Success.
oh yeah, it's working.
Wow. Stars are cool.
It's 9:04. Thursday night, I think. Yeah. 9:04. Last night in the woods. The previous clip you will have heard from Beamer and Nugget and some other guys. I don't remember their names, but yeah. I'm in my tent now, all ready to get warm and cozy for the night. Shouldn't be too cold, or at least relatively speaking. But yeah, tomorrow's our last day. Sort of a bummer. But yeah, it's been a long one, so I'm ready to get to bed, go to sleep. Night.